I bet you're thinking the title of this video is clickbait. Actually, it's not. I'm really bummed to hear people who had really good cases or really could have had help who just thought, you know what, I can't afford an attorney, or maybe I want to just get a really cheap attorney because I don't have much money. And I've thought to myself, man, I wish I could have talked to this person and told them there are actually really good ways to get really good attorneys. I wish they would have watched this video. Diving into the first tactic for finding a free attorney, that's going to be a pro bono attorney. Now, a pro bono attorney might be somebody who works for a not for profit agency, or it could be somebody who works for a for profit law firm but has set aside a certain amount of time for pro bono cases. Now, pro bono, just to lay some Latin on you, means for the public good. So these attorneys are providing their services not for money from you, but for the public good. It's really set aside for people who are needy, who can't afford good legal representation. Finding a good pro bono attorney takes shape really in a couple of ways. One, you can find agencies in your geographic area that sort of serve as a conduit to pro bono attorneys. A lot of times they have full-time staff attorneys that only handle the pro bono cases that come in. So, for example, here in North Texas, there's an agency called Legal Aid of Northwest Texas. And so, if you go to their website, they have sort of a questionnaire that talks about your qualifications, mainly what type of case is it and how much money can you afford for an attorney. And you fill in that information and then they reach out to you. And if you qualify, if financially you qualify, and if it's a type of case that they can handle, they'll reach out to you and match you with a really great attorney that they have in-house at no cost to you. So the first way you can find a pro bono attorney is by getting on Google and finding whoever the local agency for pro bono attorneys is here in the Dallas area. That would be Legal Aid of Northwest Texas. Another way that you can find a pro bono attorney is by reaching out to your local bar association. Now, a bar association is like a group of attorneys. So here in the Dallas area, we have the Dallas Bar Association. So again, that's something that you can do a Google search on. And once you get to the Bar Association's website, there's usually a link that'll say, are you someone looking for legal help? And there may be a phone number or a contact information, lawyer referral service, something along those lines. So find your local bar association's website, navigate that, and see if you can find where there's a pro bono services tab or a lawyer referral service, and they'll help match you to somebody who's not working in a pro bono agency, maybe somebody who's working in a law firm, but has dedicated time set aside to take a pro bono case. And I have an even more hidden tactic for finding pro bono attorneys, and that's actually that there are legal clinics. So you might search on the interwebs for a legal clinic in your area. Now, a lot of times that legal clinic will be church based. That's okay. There are attorneys that go to that church that have dedicated a little bit of their time. They're donating their services just to be a help in the community. There may also be legal clinics based in law schools where there are law students who are donating their time with an attorney supervisor. And so that law student and attorney supervisor will help you handle your case for free for you. And you're getting like top notch help at no cost. And what it's doing is helping those law students get more experience as they're going through law school with the help of a really senior, experienced lawyer helping them out. In the description to the video below, I'll drop some information about here in Texas, some different pro bono resources. So if you're in Texas, look below, try some of those resources, sort of as a conduit to pro bono services. Now, let's say you are looking for a free attorney, but you don't qualify for a pro bono attorney, either because it's not the right type of case for a pro bono attorney or because you don't meet the income requirements. Well, you may be able to get a contingency fee attorney. And that's the second tactic to get a free attorney. Contingency fee attorneys really aren't free, but when I say free here, I mean you don't have to pay any money down. They're not expecting a huge retainer deposit upfront to take your case. Basically, a contingency fee attorney gets paid when you get paid. So, for example, if you're dealing with a car crash case and you're messed up physically or your car's messed up or whatever like that and you need an attorney's help, but that's going to require a ton of legal help, which means a ton of dinero. Well, you may be able to get a contingency fee attorney who says, "Look, don't pay me anything. If I win your case, then pay me a percentage." And maybe that percentage, and it depends on the attorney, it could be anywhere from 30%, 35%, 40%. You might want to try several different attorneys to see what their contingency fee rate would be. But for example, if they sue and you win and you get a lawsuit, let's say for $1 million, you win $1 million after trial. Well, that attorney doesn't get paid anything from you until that check comes in. And out of the $1 million, 30% would go to pay your contingency fee lawyer. You would get to pocket the rest. So, as you can imagine, a contingency fee attorney doesn't work for every type of case. It typically will only work if you're the plaintiff and you're seeking money damages from someone else. It's typically not going to work for defense because defense is like $0 coming your direction. So how are you going to pay a percentage of $0? This really only works if you're the plaintiff and you're seeking money damages and there's enough meat on the bone. There's enough potential monetary recovery that you can convince an attorney to get a percentage of your winnings when the case is done. You'll see contingency fee lawyers most often in personal injury type cases, medical malpractice case where, you have a claim potentially against a hospital or a doctor. You also see it sometimes dealing with business or contract disputes where you're the plaintiff and someone did you dirty. You also sometimes see it in employment cases where maybe there was a wrongful termination or discrimination or something like that. Sometimes the contingency fee attorney will take a flyer and help you out and get paid on the back end only if you win. One of the nice things about a contingency fee arrangement is that it aligns you with your attorney. In other words, they're incentivized to do a good job for you because the better the job they do, the more money they collect. The higher, if they win you $1 million, then that 30% is a lot better. So they're real motivated. They're on your side financially to get you a lot of money. As a recap, are you going to be able to get a free attorney? Well, I'll go back to the lawyer's answer for everything. It depends. But I want the moral of the story here to be before you just give up and don't talk to a lawyer at all, try some of these resources. Try seeing if you're eligible for a pro bono attorney, or maybe consider getting a contingency fee attorney instead of just doing nothing. Because I see a lot of people who might have had a really great case who did nothing because they thought they couldn't get an attorney. You might be able to get an attorney for no money up front.